We are live.
Okay, roll call. Sherry?
Yep.
Tom?
Yep.
Bernie?
Here.
Barb? Michael?
Late, we'll be here.
Robert?
Yes.
Elizabeth? Here. KK?
Sick.
And
Luveda.
Luveda?
Levato, welcome
Yes.
to the.
Yay!
You'll be fine, you'll be fine.
I'd also like to thank Dr. Kuntz for his couple of years on it's the changing of the guard with the new commission, and Dr. Kuntz was here for 2 years, and now we have Commissioner Wilson, and looking forward to getting her update on everything that we have here in recreation.
Yes.
Well, let you know, I had the privilege of working with her on the charter review, and I'm very happy she's here.
Likewise.
All right, moving on, looking at December's minutes. Any corrections, deletions? If not, need a motion to accept.
I move we accept, and I like the format. Very nice.
Yeah, we're testing out some different processes, so it may look different until we land on one.
I like this a lot.
Good.
Need a second?
I said second, but I was talking.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on, no business. Jason?
Ryan was originally not going to be here, but now that he's here, he can give an update on what's going on at the golf course.
Yeah, they're moving along pretty nicely. All of the trees, concrete, rubble, anything else you can think of behind the maintenance garages, those have been cleared out. They've cleared out a lot, especially by 5 and 6 as well, and they're moving their way. They're moving their way down the creek, and then they're coming back and doing more work. So they've cleared out a lot of area, especially in between 3 and 8 on both sides. So they're moving along pretty nicely. The weather stinks right now, but this is actually better for all the trucks and stuff that they have out there, as opposed to when it's 40 and 50 degrees. The ground should get nice and hard, so maybe they'll be able to make even more progress. So, but that project is moving along very nicely. Still on track to be wrapped up before we open up beginning of April. So yeah.
And there is signage along the course asking people, because we do have some that play in the off-season over there, just to stay away from the holes that are part of that project right now. So there's signage up at Mills Creek Golf Course to let people know about that.
Like you said, there was people out playing today when I drove by. Credit.
They'll be sledding tomorrow.
Yes, yes. Anything else, Brian?
No, that's all I have as far as the project goes.
I hadn't been out there for a while. I gotta go look at the bridge on 5. Very nice.
Really cool.
You gonna name it?
We'll take some requests. Do you have any good ideas?
We're going with Hole 5 Bridge right now, but if you got any
I'll have a
suggestions.
suggestion next month.
Very good. Oh, yeah, I mean, there's obviously, we obviously want to, there's a lot of opportunities to honor Larry, so there's
Good.
a couple of different
I like
options
that.
we probably have,
Good,
so.
Good.
But yeah, I'm sure there's other people too that would be worthy of honor and recognition, so. Yeah, the bridge looks really nice. We definitely want to make sure going from 5 to 6 on the 5 side, we want to make sure it's still very wet, and there's still a lot of soil and dirt there. So the last thing we want is a golf cart to get stuck while they're going over the bridge. So we definitely want to make sure we get that patched up before we open up. And yeah, there's a huge trail. You can see like where the trucks are going up and down. It goes all the way down 5. It goes all the way on the other side. So it's, I don't know, if people choose to walk, good luck to them, I guess. But
And as part of that project, all the the bumpiness, if you've ridden a kart on 5 and some of the other parts of the course where we've got little bunny hills throughout, we're going to try and get some of that smoothed out with all the dirt that they've pulled for this project, so that you'd probably see looks like a new sledding hill starting on 5 that's going to be dirt reused throughout the city on different projects that we need it.
Brian, on hole 5, where they filled it in, now you got a pond.
Yeah,
Did they hit a water line, maybe?
I don't know if they hit a water line. I'm wondering if that's part of the natural, like, wetlands that,
Because the water line goes through there to hole 6. I'm just saying, did they hit it, and that's why it's always flooded?
I don't think so. It might just be holding water because of all that we've been having a lot of precipitation lately.
It's quite a bit there, so
Yeah.
say. Anything else for Ryan?
nope.
Andra?
Welcome, Levada.
You.
So Midtown Supper Club, we are to receive our second Oprah Award for Best of the Best program in the state of Ohio on February 3rd at Kalahari. So, and that was for Midtown Supper Club Season 7 around the world. I am hopeful to have the flyer for Season 8 pushed out next week. Midtown Supper Club Season 8's theme is called the Wild Wild West. So think denim, cowboy hats, boots, shindigs, stuff like that. The menu is going to be amazing. And we already have our kids, they have their interviews on the Monday the 26th, and then we start, it's going to be a little early this year, but we start classes on the 27th of January. The finale will be March 10th. And you probably I want to get this flyer pushed out pretty quick because tables are going to be flying, seats are going to be flying out. You know, we're going to be sold out real quick. But March 10th is the scheduled date for our finale of Midtown Supper Club Season 8.
What does interviews mean?
Excuse me?
Interviews, what does that mean?
So each chef in training that signs up, so these are young chefs from ages 8 to, I think, 14, they apply to have an interview with the chefs, which is Chef Byron McMorris from Chowbella and Chef Bruce Thompson from the Commons of Providence. And that is because this is supposed to be an interest-based program. So it's not a program for a kid that a parent might say, hey, you like to cook breakfast in the morning, so join this program. It's deeper than that. So they do a little quick interview with the kids to see, check the temperature and see if they really want to do it. Like last year, I'm glad we do that because last year we had a kid that said, I don't really want to do this. My mom wants me to do it. So he would have been a distraction or, you know what I mean? So that's why we do the little interviews. And I think we're going to have a really good season this year. We always do, though. But that's Midtown Supper Club Season 8 coming up. So get your tickets. You can buy a table, too. I got all you need.
Yeah, right.
There's only one left.
Yeah, it's only one table left. They've been selling, man. It's good. It's a good problem to have.
So I have a question.
Yes,
What happens to Midtown Supper Club in the new rec center?
that is a
There
great
no
question.
Kitchen there.
That is a great question. So I cannot answer that question because I've been wanting to have a kitchen in a new facility since the inception of it. But there are some options that we probably will be investigating, which would be down the street at the Brass Lantern, possibly, Chris?
Yes.
We need to have a kitchen in order for this program to continue.
And what board committee determines if a kitchen can be put in the rec center?
So
Or is
we're-
that too late to be done now?
Well, when we took a look at options and different amenities that we wanted in the facility, a kitchen is a big ticket item. And so for the budget that we have, to put a full kitchen in there, it just didn't make sense economically to do that based on the budget that we have for the facility. So we have some options, much like what Tandra said, and continue to have the great relationship with the Sandusky City Schools and hopefully can do something with them. Their dinner that they do at the end, where the kids prepare a meal for the community and their parents, we can accommodate that over there, but to put a full kitchen in it just economically didn't make sense.
So the children that come there now, the kitchen, aside from the Midtown Supper Club, the kitchen is not being used? You don't have snacks or something?
Well, we do. We provide a meal for our kids, whether it's camp, anytime they're out of school, they provide a meal, but the actual cooking is not done. We go, it's a satellite, so we go off our property to get it, we serve it out of that kitchen. And if there's anything else, like if there's it could be a jackpot time where, we might be in a jackpot and, you can always make hot dogs. I'm Serve Safe certified, so I am able to prepare meals, and I'm a good cook. So I can get in that kitchen and do a lot of stuff for those kids, But yeah, we can use that kitchen.
You said you were planning on using the brass lantern in the future?
Well, it was talks that I heard, and I don't know that there was going to be a revamp of the brass lantern. And then they had to make a decision between that or the welding program. So then the welding program, but I don't know. I just always had that in the back of my head that maybe possibly, not saying that it's like next year or 2 years, that would be the only thing that I could see to continue this Midtown Supper Club. Because when we didn't have a building with a kitchen, we didn't even have a building when we started.
Started in the
Midtown
basement.
Supper Club started in 2018. We didn't even have a building. So we would use, we started in Halo down in that kitchen for 2 years. Then we went to Leah's Kitchen at the corner of Wayne and Market for 2 years and used that. We've been very flexible and very creative on how to keep this program alive, which I do think it's 8 years we've been doing this. We've won twice for the state of Ohio. So it's an impactful program and it needs to continue. So we'll, one thing when I came to Rec Center, they told me you got to be flexible, and that's what we do. But, to the best case scenario would have been to have a kitchen in that Rec Center.
I can tell you the kitchen in the brass lantern is bare.
Yeah.
It's what?
It's bare.
Bare.
It's all gone.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The stoves, the fridges,
Okay.
the ovens,
Yeah.
everything is gone. I found out during a wrestling tournament that we always
It's
used
all
in the
gutted
past.
out?
I walk in there and it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, there was
Surprise!
discussion at one time of whether the welding program and whether there was a culinary program as part of that, but the program has gone from place to place, and whether it's the middle school, if there's a cafeteria option there, or the cafeteria at the high school. I think we start that conversation now, so
Yeah.
we don't have any hiccup. But we know at least this year in 27 we'll be at Mills for that program.
Did you like Halo? Did that fit your needs?
What's that?
Did Halo fit your needs?
Well, it was what we had at that time. I mean, right now, no, because the level of where we at with this program now, no. We were down in the basement in an old church.
I didn't know what kind of kitchen he had.
No, it was this old church kitchen that's what we
It
started.
just seems to me if you're going to build a new building for the community in that area primarily will be, that we should consider putting a kitchen in there, even if it means taking one of the rooms that has already been planned to do something else and changing that room to a kitchen room. So you won't have to go outside.
Yeah.
What's the basis for building a new building and you don't have the things that you need?
Yeah,
And it
because
seems like a kitchen
I
is
agree. I
a
mean, I
necessity.
think our visits that we did for rec centers, they all had kitchens in them. And Midtown Supper Club was designed to be a once-a-year program, but of course, you can always expand on that. And having culinary is it's a great skill to have, and especially where we live with, this community. And these kids are growing up. I've got kids that have been in the program since 2018 that are now sous chefs in this program, that when they get a job, they'll be, so it's very valuable, and it does warrant to continue and more than just a once a year time anyway. I mean, I envisioned that the kitchen would be made, would be able to feed the kids where we won't have to go off-site. These Midtown Supper Club chefs would be providing the meals, like I think it was in Columbus that the kids were doing that.
Whitehall. Whitehall had, was
Yeah.
the only one I could remember that had, because we visited a few in Cleveland that didn't have
Yeah.
like a full commercial kitchen is
Yeah,
something where.
Whitehall did an amazing program where those kids fed the program kids.
And also the survey came into, we had a survey that went, citywide that had the most responses, I think, that Branson or Carroll ever seen from a
Yeah.
rec center survey. And I think what was listed in the survey, I don't know if, commercial kitchen or kitchen was in the top. I mean, Chris might be able to speak to the top 10 of,
Where it was, but I don't think it was in the top 10. But don't hold me to that.
and then pool was on there, and pool became a, point of where we wanted to make sure we were supporting the city, or the city schools pool when that was put up, but the survey had a lot of we want fitness rooms and places to go do yoga and multi-purpose space. Turf was on, I think, the want list too, and that didn't get put in the facility as well.
Well, I just want to make sure, and I don't know, when I say I, this is just me, not all the commissioners, because I was just told at 2:00 today I'm supposed to be here.
So much time to prep.
Right, but I just want to make sure that if we're going to build a facility, a rec center, that what is needed, we have there. And if that's something that is needed, I think we ought to take a look at it. And I know the pool has been, that's out in the community. We want a pool, we want a pool. That isn't quite needed, and maybe we can do something with the aquatic center at the high school. But as far as a kitchen goes, it just seems like instead of having to go out and get stuff and do all that, we're self-contained. And breaking bread is a community thing that brings the community together. So
I agree.
I don't know where I go with this, but I just wanted to say that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We just need to bring it back in the city schools, culinary. We used to have one of the best. And that's the kind of kids we have growing up in our community. If they're not pushed out and they want to live here, that's what we have to offer them, food service. So we need to teach it in high school again.
Yep.
Believe me, I know, because they walk in and they're clueless. They don't know about food service. And the health department is really strict about it.
Winter break can't follow?
Winter break camp follow-up. So we had probably ranged about 70, 75 kids. We ended our camp, and we usually do during winter break camp, with a noon Year's Eve party. So the noon Year's Eve party, our camp is from 10 to 2, and so at noon, it's going down. So shout out to Decor and Love who showed up to help me blow up the balloons that I was going to do the balloon drop, but my balloon drop net did not come in my packaging.
Aw.
So, again, being flexible, we got to figure something out. But the kids, I had a DJ. Shout out to DJ Lee Groove. We had a DJ, and Decor and Love came. Her kids come to my program, so she's amazing. Crystal, she's amazing. So she and her husband and one of my staff created on the fly this balloon drop. It was crazy. But the kids had a ball. So we did the balloon drop at noon with the countdown and everything. And, our local restaurants and community members are also well to feed our kids during our camp because the schools are not open. So we have to reach out to, we had Berardi's, Chick-fil-A, Lee's Chicken, Pizza House East, and Subway. They had great lunches during camp, and they always do. But yeah, that was a great, so our next out of school camp would be spring break camp, which is gonna be in April. But yeah, so we're back at out of school at Mills, and we're about 60, 63, 64 kids today. You've been there. Yeah. Is that all I got? Oh, no, I got more. Real quick. So just keep your eyes on, people that are listening, keep your eyes on the Sandusky Rec Facebook page, because the return of Tap Fit with Tandra is coming back in April. Tap Fit is a low impact exercise where you put these specialized taps on your sneakers and you get a floorboard, a roll-up board, and you follow me with some low impact, making noise with your feet, but it's an exercise. It's really fun. 45 minutes. We'll do that twice a day. And we also will do a new program called Walk It Out Wednesdays. Stay tuned, and it's going to be a walk in the park. So we're going to go to local parks. Well, I will.
City parks, yeah.
Local city parks. Local city parks and do a walk. You coming with me, Sherry?
Heck no.
And Linda's coming. And so we're going to walk, we're going to walk and talk in the park. At noon, it'll be for the people that have to work second shift, and then we'll do it at 5 for the people that have to work first shift. So we'll be all ready for the summer. And we all healthy
Good idea.
and getting some good oxygen and looking at our beautiful parks as we walk. So Tom, yes?
Usually I'm on the golf course.
Okay.
Walking.
No, not walking. Usually I'm on the golf course.
Okay, it's gonna be on a Wednesday. You got you got noon or 5. You're not out there from noon to 5.
No.
Pick one of those days and come walk with
Noon
me.
to 3 usually.
Do you
All right.
ride every time?
Yes.
All right, that's it.
Okay.
Promise.
Jason? Bill?
Adult Volleyball League, Ryan is here, but I can speak to it too, because I'm there playing. We had our first session and it went well. We got permission from the schools to get our second session started back up in the spring, so we will be starting that with an open gym on January 26th. And then hopefully we can get more than, we had 6 teams. We're hoping to have, move up to maybe 8 or 10 teams for co-ed volleyball. That's the old Cameo Volleyball League that we brought back. Actually, we brought it back the first time in 2017, and then COVID, and then brought it back in 2025. So,
Was there a problem getting gym space?
yeah, there was another group that was using it. I think it was like a competitive cheer or gymnastics were using it. So now it's just us and I think a wrestling program. So it's great to have all those adults there on Monday nights playing, and that will carry over into the new rec center when we get that built. Speaking of,
Chris?
Thank you. I believe I mentioned in the last meeting, but back in November of '25, there was an ordinance passed authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Janana Herner as the design builder for the rec center. So where we are in that process is we're working with Janana and Herner to look at and develop the site plan, figuring out exactly where all the electrical, plumbing, and et cetera coming into the facility, and then parking lot, et cetera, and then a floor plan as well. So we're working with them almost on a daily basis to put that together. They have to have it ready to go in front of the planning commission for the January 28th meeting. So time is of the essence, but I will tell you that Cameron and his team over at Janana Herner have just been a pleasure to work with so far, with taking a look at the site plan and floor plan in general. But we continue to work on that. The allowance for the rec center was awarded in that same ordinance. It's $10,383,206. So that's our budget to build approximately a 40,000 square foot facility. So it'll have a couple of the amenities we know it'll have for sure is a walking track, 2 full basketball courts, 3 activity rooms that will house our after-school or out-of-school program, some group exercise rooms, and then also a fitness center with cardio and strength equipment that's in there in the fitness center. Any questions for me?
Will there be any room in, I don't want to call it the parking lot, but with a parking lot? And I heard you say you were going to do a splash pad?
There will be some kind of water feature over there, yes.
Is there going to be a water feature for the older teens and adults?
We are still working with what the splash pad will be. We don't know what it's going to be yet.
Are you guys entertaining the idea of just building another splash pad like we have all over Sandusky?
It'll be similar to what we have, but it'll have a few more features than what some of the other ones have currently at their park, at the other parks, I should say.
For adults, not kids.
I
Not
have a
kiddos.
question, Sherry. When you say adult splash pad, what does that mean?
We started working on this years ago. I have some of the brochures that were given to me.
Like, what's the difference?
There's like slides with landings and things like, so it's not just for the little tykes that stand under water that comes down or shoots up. It's landings with water where you can do slides and things like that. Where, 18, 19-year-olds might feel happy, or 15.
Okay. Got it. I just didn't know, I just needed to.
I just feel bad. These kids in the summer don't have any place to get wet unless they go.
One of the world's largest outdoor splash pads or splash areas is just across at Cedar Point.
Does the city give discounts for that to the community?
I guess it's $99 for the entire year, and you get both Cedar Point and I'm trying to separate what you're saying as far as, because when you start talking slides and different water features like that involves having, a lot of times it has lifeguards on duty and you have to have supervision, and all of our splash pads are free and open to the public, and you don't have to staff any sort of lifeguards.
Also, we don't want to have staff.
Well, I mean, lifeguards are tough to come by, and Cedar, like I would say, if the city was to have something like that, and you're going to have to staff it with lifeguards, and you're probably going to have some sort of charge to use the facility, which we would never be able to compete with a $99 Cedar Point that has everything you could think of, and it's, right there, that, or a day pass to Kalahari that they also offer, that have adult swim up bars and things like that are part of that facility. So, like, we don't have any age limits on who can use the splash pads, but to set age limits would be a problem in itself, to say, look, you're too old for this splash pad, or you're too young for this splash pad. I think we'd probably run into a lot more comments and people coming to the city asking how we could tell us a 8-year-old he can't use a water feature because it's for adults only. But if you have info that you've pulled, give that to Chris and I, and we can take a look at what those things
Maybe
look
they
like.
can incorporate it out at Lions Park. Did they go anywhere with all that?
With which part, the beach?
Lions Park, the surveys that we took, are they anywhere with that?
I think they're still working through that. That was Aaron and Josh from
Maybe
planning.
they can make it so you could go out in the water there.
Yeah,
It's
I'm hoping
Pebble now.
we're hoping for more like water, as far as water recreation and kayaks and that sort of thing out of Pipe Creek Wildlife Area too, because we've got our kayaks over there now too.
Because aren't they supposed to be working on the break wall? Isn't that one of the main things?
Part of that project did involve putting, some different things out there to make sure that the water stays to where it can flow in and out, but you also have, a place where people could do outdoor recreation and kayaks, canoes.
There's an idea.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I ever hear about is the water quality there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it can be fixed.
Yeah, maybe that helps with it. That project at Mills Creek that we have going on right now is a wetlands restoration that's supposed to help clean the water before it even gets to the lake. So that we're trying baby steps, but yeah.
All right, anything else on our old business? New business, Jason?
Ryan could probably speak to the fishing tournaments that we have coming in, but this is the time of year when we start putting that calendar together, and we've got all the requests coming in. We handle all the events that come to the city that want to use city facilities. And we try and, make sure that calendar, there's no overlaps. There's no one trying to do a big event on Columbus Ave when there's already an event on Columbus Ave. So we handle all those. Point of note, 4th of July and Halloween are on a Saturday this year. So Stars and Stripes Fest will be, I think this is going to be probably a really busy one. Robert could probably tell because he's probably been at every Saturday Stars and Stripes Festival that's ever occurred.
I have.
House Saturdays.
Every single one.
Birth?
I have.
So we're looking forward to that and expect our Boy with the Boot race to have a record amount of participants as well, because Saturday races usually do pretty well. But and then Halloween. So our downtown trick or treat is going to be on Halloween this year. Every time the 31st ends up on a Saturday, we do our downtown trick or treat on that day. So that's also our citywide trick or treat. So there's no confusion this year of when the trick or treats are in the city of Sandusky. Downtown's in the morning and citywide's in the evening that night. So there's 5 Saturdays in October this year, which that puts Witches Walk 2 weeks before Halloween. So we're meeting with the Witches Walk folks on how 2025 went, and then how we are planning with 2026. And Ryan can speak to kind of how those special event applications are coming in, and fishing tournaments at the boat launch.
Yeah, we have a big one that's planned the first week of August. Should be some TV crews there and other things like that. So that'll be pretty exciting. Yeah, that's the first week of August, and it'll be a multi-day one. So it'll be, I think, Tuesday through Friday, or it might be through the whole weekend. I have to double check. But yeah, we have a lot of fishing tournaments planned already, and then might have a big, there's a walleye festival that currently happens in Port Clinton, and there might be, the organizers of that event, I believe, are going to try and do that at the pier as well, and that will also be in August. And we had a boat show that same time last year, so we might try and combine the two to have just one big boating event on that Saturday, August 15th. So that should be pretty exciting as well. So.
Any questions on our special events? Nothing with Stars and Stripes. We're planning on, I've already got requests that I've sent to Susie Sarter of people are requesting things and wanting to be a part of the Stars and Stripes, and it's January 13th, right? 14th. So she works nonstop.
I know she's already, as soon as the lighting ceremony is over, she is already putting the map together. So I know we were making adjustments to where the vendors are based on
Power and
on the power. That's an issue every year. So I know we're making adjustments for that, but we'll talk about that.
everyone's looking forward to it. Yep. And gazebo concert series and all those things go in our special event calendar.
Yep, she just turned 70 yesterday.
Happy birthday, Susie. I had a couple things for parks and facilities, and Chris, if you had something first, go ahead.
I'll go first, thank you. So, a couple updates. Whiteman Weber, the pickleball courts. Mr. Seiler, I'm looking at you. But anyways, if you remember, we have Crimus coming back out this spring to actually put a coat and stripe on the courts. We have temporary over there now. They'll look very similar to the tennis courts that we have over on Rockwell. But that's scheduled to go early spring. We got to have at minimum 40-degree weather, and it's got to be 3 consistent days in a row for them to apply the coating to the pickleball courts. After they get that done, we have the fencing company lined up to come in and finish doing fencing. If you haven't been out there, we had to take the fencing down over closest to the picnic pavilion and we'll replace that. We'll put new fencing up there, and then along on the, what would that be? That would be the east side of the property, so up against where the rental warehouses are, there'll be fencing up along that side, so it'll have fencing on 3 sides of it, but that's planned early spring as soon as the weather cooperates and we can get 3 or 4 days in a row of 40-degree weather. We will be replacing the playground out at Farwell Park. That will be happening in the spring as well, so we kept the current park playground structure up now, as you know, and then we'll take that down, and then a few weeks after that, they'll come in and install the new playground at Farwell. And then Central Park, we are scheduled to do Central Park, the top lot area, so it's closer to the Cameo, but it's for the smaller children. We're going to take that equipment out and put new equipment in there this year as well.
Going back to the pickleball talk, the people that are pickleball people were definitely interested in what you said, and I assured them that it was coming, that the coating was going to be put on, and it was going to be a first-class facility. So thank you for
No, thank you.
saying it, but I knew that was going to happen anyways. There's no way we're going to do anything that's not first class. So
I appreciate those kind words. Thank you.
it's going to be like the tennis courts, which are outstanding, obviously, so.
Thank you for those kind
Are
words.
those,
They're looking forward to, I mean, it's going to be something, the pickleball. There's
Oh.
pickleball people everywhere. I got nothing to do with it, but
Ryan and I have had meetings.
they're everywhere.
Yeah, they are. Ryan and I have had meetings with different groups already that are looking to get on those courts, so
Good stuff.
you're right.
Really good.
Thank you.
I have a question. And will there be restrooms like at Lions Park? Will they have, like at Farwell Park, will it have a restroom or an area?
Outdoor restrooms.
Yeah, we're scheduling,
Porta potties?
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
porta
scheduling.
potties.
So we have a contract with Garner Sanitation, and sometimes we have to shuffle some of those properties around because we had the summer park program for a while that we made sure that June through August, we had a porta potty on site. So Farwell has some reservations in the shelters there. So that was some of the feedback we had this past summer of let's make sure we have a portable restroom at Farwell. So that'll be there this summer.
I have a
Actually,
question. Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Is there a restroom scheduled to be put in at Whiteman Weaver?
Yes. Yeah, we've had that.
There's always one there.
There's always
Okay.
one there,
No,
yes.
no, not porta potty. I'm talking about like okay.
Yeah, just the porta.
Porta potty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Not a
knew that,
permanent-
but I thought.
Not a permanent.
somewhere
There's
I
actually
thought it
two.
was-
There's one at the Scott May Courts, and then there's in the baseball field, and then there's one at.
There's what
Whiteman Weaver.
at Scott May? A porta potty?
Porta,
Porta
yeah.
potty.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was some talk at one point of something like that at Lions Park to be.
Yeah, that was part of the project, and that was something where it didn't make the cut for the budget, for the
Yeah,
budget
okay.
of the
Yeah,
park.
I thought I remembered that.
are those lights at the pickleball court, are those on a timer?
They are on a timer.
About 10, I
Okay.
think 10 o'clock.
They're bright.
They're very bright. I see it from my backyard.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, because like, there's no way they're playing pickleball when
Yeah.
it's 5 degrees outside and
Yeah,
it's dark.
It's the same way with
And-
basketball court, too.
We can adjust that, so if they're coming on and staying on too late, because sometimes the time change makes them stay on too late too. So I know the ones at Scott May, there's only probably 1 or 2 neighbors at the Scott May courts that would be an issue, but if you've got
Do
to
you
where
know how
they're.
late they stay on?
I don't. I just remember every time I come home at night, they're on.
Yeah.
And if
I
we
mean,
can-
I don't even pay attention to what time it is. It just,
11.
Well, and
We can take a look at the direction of them too, so if
Okay.
they're pointing, like, hopefully that we did that with the ones at Scott May on the basketball courts, is to make sure that they're more pointed toward the
well, they're
courts.
pointed, I mean, it's not like they're blinding us in our sleep, but I just notice every time I go to my driveway, they're always on.
right,
We don't want the
I know
Clark
nobody's playing
Griswold
pickleball
effect
right
going on
now.
in your.
right.
Yeah.
But Robert, you bring up a good point, is we really need to take a look at that, especially during the winter months. You know,
Yeah.
why do those lights need to be on? So thank you for bringing that up and reminding us of what, we'll go over and take a look at that. But yes, to answer your question, they are on a timer, so they're made to be some adjustments.
I can see in the summer till 10 a.m. or
Eh,
10 p.m.
Yes,
Not in the
winter
But
makes
it's
sense.
5 degrees outside. There's
Yeah.
nobody out there.
Yeah.
You're right.
And they're not ice skating there.
No.
So,
Speaking of, that was
Can
on
I
my,
skate on the pickleball?
Nice segue.
that was my update is we are trying that outdoor ice rink.
Spit it out.
I can't talk. Across from Mills, we did put in, it's about a 35-foot by 60 feet. We used the liner from that we had at Whiteman Weber we're putting in a real ice rink across the street. And with the weather, we've been looking out our windows at Mills, and it hasn't been cold enough to freeze it yet, but we're hoping to get that moving. So then when we could have that open to the public, and then when we have our program out of school, we take the kids over there, use the skates from the Jackson Street, Savista Bank ice rink's going to be closing after this weekend, unless we have any bonus weekends, but we plan on using those skates for that once we get consistent ice. But as you know,
Real ice.
every year we get 3 or 4 days of real ice, and then it's slush, so.
60 degrees,
You're
then
not
10
into the
degrees,
cutting
then
board?
50 degrees.
That was one update I had, and then the other update was to thank our greenhouse staff for getting the Palm Room ready for greenhouse yoga. We had our first greenhouse yoga last week with Open Way Yoga. The second one is tonight. That is 6 o'clock. You can sign up for the entire month or go from Wednesday to Wednesday. But the greenhouse was pretty full back in the Palm Room and then up in that whole facility. So we're really happy we have that coming back too. That was another annual program that we do. So we're looking forward to continuing that.
Chris, back to the rec center, tennis courts are going to have access to restroom when the rec center's done?
Yes, so part of the design will have an outdoor restroom that'll be accessible to the tennis court and tennis players, and then obviously when we're having matches there. So yes,
Porta pots?
porta potties this year, but it'll be part of the permanent structure moving forward.
They'll have exterior access from that side of the rec center that they can use the restroom.
And that'll allow those that are participating in using the water-featured access to a restroom as well without going in and out of the facility.
What goes in first, the building or the parking lot?
So great question. We're having that discussion with them. So they'll start moving ground, hopefully, like I said, at our last meeting in February. We have had some preliminary conversations with them. At minimum, we're going to expand the smaller one that's over there now, the temporary one. But typically, Robert, the building goes in first and then the parking lot. But we may be able to do something over there on the east side to start putting, but that's a conversation.
Like stone or the dirt with the, that was like straw on top of it?
We're definitely going to need stone wherever the parking is going to be needed for the tennis courts.
Right, well, I'm just talking about temporarily. Temporarily, is it going to be, like, when it first opened, it was like a dust bowl.
Right.
And all the people would walk onto the court with all that brown dust.
Right.
And if you had white shoes on, they were ruined. If you were just going there to watch the games.
Right, so
matches.
temporarily, we'll have a smaller stone parking lot over there because we need to add some too.
Right.
With the number of participants that are coming over there and parents that are attending the matches. And then.
Bring the Moby mats back if we don't have.
I was just gonna say
something
that.
done. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Those mats helped tremendously, leading from that temporary parking lot up to the actual tennis courts. It seemed to cut that down, the dust and stuff, but yeah, you're right.
And I didn't get any other, I know we got a few complaints from the company next door about people and buses parking in their property, that factory or
Yeah.
whatever facility that is
No,
next door.
I think, Robert, you did a great job with communicating that with your coaches, and St. Mary's did as well. I only had 2 phone calls from them, and other than that.
And that was it.
That was it.
Awesome.
So thank you for that, because, yeah, they made it quite clear that that's not a driveway or a parking lot for any kind
Or a
of tennis.
drop-off area.
Yes,
Looks like it should be.
Sure does look like one, doesn't it?
it does. It
What do you mean I
does.
can't go over there? Yeah, you can.
And it's private property,
Sure it
so
is.
we can't put signage on it.
Right.
So,
I wanted to add real quick, I know we had mentioned flag football with the rec over the summer. We had our first meeting, introduction meeting with our head coach, our soon-to-be head coach and the team. 65 girls showed up.
Wow.
That's
So
fantastic.
now I'm
Wow.
panicking. Do I need to make a
Yeah.
JV team? Do we?
Yeah,
how do we do
congratulations
this?
on that. That's a
So-
nice problem to have.
How many would you have on a team?
They recommend 10 to 12.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be interesting how we move forward. But 65, so yes, I think we should do a summer flag football program through the
Yeah.
rec.
Let's set something up sooner than later.
Yep.
To have that
leads into
conversation.
intramurals. It's very important to
yep.
get these kids from grade school on up. And then when they get to ninth grade with that coach, they know what's needed.
Absolutely,
We have lost that.
yes.
That's very important for these kids. We got to get back in doing that kind of stuff.
Since
Robert,
we're-
I'll send you an email tomorrow, and if you want to just send Ryan and I some dates and times that you're available, and yeah, let's get working on that.
Sounds
I
good.
think it's a great opportunity for our kids, so.
Absolutely.
Since we're on the pre-design stage for the rec center, is there any way to find out how much a kitchen would cost and how much more than we would need, other than beyond the 10 million?
Yes, to answer your question, I have some figures when we first started talking about that, and when we first started this 3 years ago, I have some figures then of what a kitchen might cost. But yes, I can do that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, anything else?
Just open discussion.
Open discussion?
Any look into AMVETS? How's things going with AMVETS? Have they started deciding if that person is taking over still again this year?
Aaron is still our point of contact for AMVETS. He recently just reached out, I think, a day or two ago via email because he wants to discuss the possibility of the batting cages like they had looked at the end of last year. So we'll have a conversation with him. And yeah, I believe he's got the board put together, and they're always looking for volunteers. So if anyone wants.
Batting cages like put the quarter in and,
No, like
Oh.
similar to what you have for at Dorn.
Oh, okay.
Something where, they could do that, but we've been trying to help them as much as we can as far as like directing them to grant funding that could be out there since they have a nonprofit status. And then design would be something that, typically like St. Mary did and Sandusky did, the leagues come to us with kind of a plan of what they want to do, and we look over it and then approve that plan.
Harry's still there?
No, as far as St. Mary's still out of Dorn.
Okay.
So whenever, they want to make improvements, if a league wants to make improvements, they bring that to us, and then we, approve. Typically, we approve with any changes that would need to be made, but that's what they're looking for is how can there be some sort of batting facility there where it's basically, some netting, so then, they can hit as hard as they want. And that's one of the issues we run into with some of our fields too, is that kids are hitting into the fence and then the fence gets bowed up.
Does
and
the
then
city entertain that idea of pitching in money and helping them out with stuff like that?
Of doing what? Sorry.
Like, let's say Zach Moats needs help getting these kids ready up to him. Is the city interested in pitching in money and helping them do a batting cage out at AMVETS or anything like that? Does the city want to invest?
Well, I don't know it depends on the funds and what's involved with the project, but a lot of times we have our funds allocated to the Farwell Park project and that sort of thing. So it really depends on, what they're looking to do out there and how we can assist just as far as getting grant funding for it. But it really depends what they're looking to do, and that's what we're trying to.
And I don't know of anybody looking for it. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering. Because we do need to help the grade schools, like the other school systems around us do. They start when they're young, but we don't have that.
Okay. Well, I can't speak to what is offered. I just know AMVETS and Perkins has a league out at Sports Force, and there's a lot of different opportunities for for kids to play, so I'm,
All right, anything else? The next meeting is the 11th of February at 4:15. Get a motion to adjourn then.